In Chapter 3, we looked in part at giving the location of things. And generally, when you give the location of things, it's nicest to give the item first. I know sometimes Japanese also like to give the location first and the item last, in the idea of no surprises, and it's easy to follow. So the item is what we give first, and then we give what we call as the reference point. And our reference point is the thing that the item is on or under or around. And then a note to say that the location, for example, ue or shita or tonari, is based upon the reference point that you look at. And then a ni, and then arimasu and imasu. I know in English we like to say, I am at the mall, and therefore students like to do the at and think that the signal should be day. But when you are doing location, the signal has to be ni. How do you know to use the ni? Because you are using arimasu or imasu at the end. This is a favorite multiple choice question. So we give you something like pen wa teburu no ue blank arimasu. And then we give you several signals to pick from. And when we're doing when you're choosing your signal, you look at the end and you say, oh, it's arimasu and I'm giving a location. And the rule is the signal has to be ni. The other thing that we took a look at in Chapter 3 is the idea of e and na adjectives. So I just wanted to give a quick review of e and na adjectives. E adjectives are easy to identify because at the end there is an e that you can actually plainly see there. For na adjectives, at the end of the word, there is no e except for four, and those are yume, kirei, kirai, and tokui. These are words we love to put on multiple choice because they are the exceptions, and we want to see if you understand that these are actually na adjectives. So if a teacher's going to choose a na adjective, it generally is this one that they're going to choose. So let's have our e adjectives. So we're going to look at sugoi desu and sugokunai desu. Remember, it's the e adjective that makes the changes for you. Desu just sits there at the end. Sugokata desu, sugokunakata desu. When you're joining an e adjective to another words, in other words, you're trying to make the idea of and. For an e adjective, once again, you drop that last e and you add kute. And that's how the e adjectives function. So you can say sugokute omoshiroi desu. And when you bring it into English, that says it is great and interesting. For a na adjective, it is the desu that does all the work. So let's pick one of these na adjectives because that means we're going to have to remember that we don't touch it at all. So we have kirei desu. And then all the way down, it still stays as kirei. It's never touched. Kirei de wa nai desu. You can also use janai here. Kirei deshita. And kirei, bringing it down from the negative to here, de wa na kata desu. These are great multiple choice questions because we ask you to make something negative and pick the correct negative form, or make something past and pick the correct past form. And all you have to do is figure out, is it an e or is it a na? In joining, once again, kirei does absolutely no work. It just sits there, and it's the desu that does the changing or addition. And so in this point, it goes to the joining form of desu, kirei de. So I can say kirei de sugoi, it is clean or pretty and great. The other thing we looked at in here is asking what kind of something is it. And when you ask what kind, we always use the word donna. I know students like to ask and use the word nan or nani, but that just means what, as in what is it? So donna something desu ka? The other way that we can ask this question is something wa do desu ka? And do just says, what is your opinion about this kind of thing?